Hello and welcome to Newsroom Series today. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Our focus is the southwest region of the country. But first, our top stories. The suspected killer of Salome Adaudu, Timileyin Ajayi, has been arraigned before Justice Simon Aboki at the High Court of Justice, Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital. He was charged with 1 count of culpable homicide punishable by death, contrary to according to Section 221 of the Penal Code of Northern Nigeria. The suspect pleaded not guilty to the allegation. The 32-year-old was apprehended for the murder of his alleged girlfriend, 24-year-old Salome Adaudu, member of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, who served at the Nikon Insurance in the nation's capital, Abuja, before her death. He was caught on Sunday, January the 12th, 2025, while trying to dispose of the remains of the lady after allegedly killing her and dismembering her body parts. And now, as we focus on the southwest region, Obasa was absent from plenary on Monday, despite insisting that he remained the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly following his impeachment. This was after Channels Television reported that the Assembly instructed its officials to henceforth present valid identity cards to access the premises, signaling tightened security at the complex. At plenary on Monday, the rest of the lawmakers, 39 in number, including the current Speaker, Mojisola Meranda, were seen gathering assembling within the premises of the Assembly for a group photograph. Now, there was also a heavy presence of police officers around the Assembly premises on Monday as Meranda officially assumed Speaker as Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. The plenary is the third session presided over by Meranda since Obasa's removal, with the former Speaker absent at the last 2 sittings. Now, the first phase of the Lagos Food Hub will be commissioned this year. This is according to the State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Agbenga Motosho, who was speaking at a media engagement forum held in Ikeja. He says the state government will be installing 32,000 solar lamps to power street lights across the state.
It's the first media engagement forum organized by the Lagos State Ministry of Information and Strategy to keep the media abreast of the state government's developmental strides. In attendance is the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Agbenga Motosho, the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Mr. Boyega Akoshile, and other top government officials present for the parley. The State Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information and Strategy, sets the tone for the conversation, seeking support from the media.
This is just another of our initiatives to get closer to you, tell us how we are faring, tell you our plans for the future, and get constructive and frank feedback. So we want to give the media advanced information on what the Sanwo-Olu administration is doing. So, I want us to be open, sincere with us. If we are doing well, tell us. If you are not doing good enough, let us know. And most importantly, please give us suggestions because we live amongst the people. Tell us what the people want the government to do. And the Honorable Commissioner will take the feedback to the Executive Council, and Lagos State government will do better for its people.
The man who oversees all information matters in the state, Mr. Motosho, commends the media for propagating the activities of the Lagos State government in the area of transportation, health, food, and education.
It's an opportunity for me to say thank you to you because you have really done well in propagating all the policies and explaining to people all of the things that we are doing in this administration. When people ask me, what is it that you think is the most important thing that the government did last year? I usually tell them that the most exciting thing for me is the coming on board of the Red Line, which Mr. Governor started and promised that he was going to complete in his administration. People always tell us it took us a very long time to complete the blue line. But nobody says that of the red line. Today it's up and running, and I feel it's a great feat.
It's now time for the interactive session as some journalists engage the Ministry of Information on issues of street lighting, availability of potable water, among other issues.
Very soon we are beginning the installation of about 2,000 solar lamps all over Lagos. And I believe with the research that has been done about that, is going to work and is going to satisfy us. It's, the advantage is that you have a clean energy, you are no longer running generator as you used to. The advantage is that it's also cheaper to maintain, and the advantage is that it's also easy to regulate. Regulates itself. All you need to do is to go there when you feel that you need to check the battery and check, and then it begins to work again. Then you spoke about DRC, that there are thieves. It also boils down to what I said about the traffic situation. If the government puts a plan in place, you have to consider the fact that the human element is something that is very difficult to deal with. People will always ask me, why is it that we don't enforce our laws? It's not that we don't enforce our laws, but the way many of our people behave, many of those who are visitors, there are so many things that true Lagosians will not do. But there are times you find visitors or people who just want to sabotage the system misbehaving.
While the Ministry of Information and Strategy reels out the numerous achievements under the Sanwo-Olu-Hamzat administration in the areas of road infrastructure, health, security, the state government is also assuring the public of more development across the 5 divisions of the state. This is as it calls for increased synergy between the media and the government in order to push out more accurate information to the public.
Following an appeal by the Oni of Ife and other monarchs, Chief Afe Babalola has agreed to instruct his lawyers to withdraw all defamation suits against Mr. Dele Farotimi. Some lawyers in the case who spoke off record to Channels Television confirmed this report, but say that the Chief Afe Babalola's that is his personal decision. Some of the lawyers who had their names also mentioned in Mr. Farotimi's book, Nigeria and its criminal justice system, maintain they're likely to continue their own cases in court, especially as they were equally defamed. The lawyers are looking to meet to deliberate, harmonize, and issue a joint statement on how they will proceed.
All of us, as traditional rulers, we all came together to discuss with you on these topical issues that is so germane to all of us. And lo and behold, the gentleman we're talking about here is your son. Is a Yoruba man too, Dele Farotimi. But we're looking beyond this case. Baba Afe Babalola, nobody can tarnish your name. You have passed a clear message to all and sundry. Young, old, they've learned from you. That what is in a name, in that name, is way beyond gold and silver. Protect it. You have protected it. You have told us, we have seen, we have heard you loud and clear. Combining forces with the traditional institution in which we uphold so dearly, that is what we're using to take this from you. We have heard you loud and clear. Enough, enough, and enough. Your name is intact. We have heard you. You don't joke with it. We have heard you. Nobody can spoil your name.
I am the chairman Transparency International, based in Germany, over corruption. I've given lectures alongside with Obasa and others around Africa. You can see my speech in Cotonou, everywhere. They are printed. For one to come and say, I won my cases through corruption, strikes at the bottom of all I am. That was why I rejected every appeal to take the case out of court. There is nothing I'm going to gain by his imprisonment. If I sue him, there's nothing I'm going to gain from any so-called damages. I'm not in quest of more wealth. No. Rather, on how to spend what I have for the benefit of others. When Obasa wrote and came here, I said no. When Uka phoned and came, I said no. I have the letters here. But on this occasion, I say yes.
The Ogun State Governor, Prince Takwabiadun, has assured residents of Ifor local government area of the state of adequate critical infrastructure development towards boosting socio-economic development of the area and ensuring a new lease of life. He gave the assurance during the inspection of ongoing reconciliation of roads in Ifor 2 state constituency, just as he also hinted on the commencement of the reconstruction of the 17-kilometer Songo-Ijoko road. The governor also added that the 3.25
are welcomed by enthusiastic residents and supporters, as well as officials of Ifor local government area of Ogun State. His mission to the Ifor 2 state constituency, a border town with Lagos State, the commercial nerve center of the country, is in respect of the ongoing reconstruction of Ajuwan Alagbole, Giwa Yaro, and the 3.2 Ajuwan Akute roads, which are at different stages of completion. After proper briefing from the State Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Mr. Ade Akinsoya, the governor assures residents that no road in that access will be left without attention.
I am giving you my commitment because this constituency is of extreme importance to us. It is our border community with Lagos State, and there's a lot of cross-border migration between us and Lagos. And it's important for us to make that cross-border experience as pleasurable as possible for our citizens. And that is our 100% commitment. So in that vein, no important road of economic value in Ifor 2 constituency will be left unreconstructed. And I'm repeating that. Every important and economic road in Ifor 2 will be reconstructed 100% before the end of my administration.
Apparently not satisfied with the level of environmental abuse some of the deconstructed roads have been subjected to, the governor asked residents to do better.
Your tax money is being spent on reconstructing these roads. So please take ownership of them and clean the drainages. Do not put trash or garbage in the drainages so that these roads can last as long as they were constructed for.
Residents commend the governor for his vision to transform the area for economic growth and development.
This constituency too, we are very grateful to the governor for his committed assignment to ensure that we are having very good roads that will enhance the economic situation of our area.
The state government also announces the commencement of a reconstruction of the 17-kilometer Songo-Ijoko road, which has been a source of concerns to the residents of the area.
The federal government says it remains committed to employing technology as a key driver for economic growth and prosperity for Nigerians, especially among the youth. Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Obasa Tijani, made this known in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, while delivering a keynote address at the Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Nigeria Summit 1.0 themed "The Reign of Transformation is Upon Us. CEOs Arise." According to him, the government is acutely aware of Nigeria's demographic realities, saying President Tinubu is aware that Nigeria is a country that is more than 235 million people whose lives will be more meaningful if Nigeria leveraged more on technology.
Delighted to be here among such amazing and,
It is the first edition of the summit by Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Nigeria RAIN, and it seeks the coagulation of efforts to transform technology to the backbone of critical development across Nigeria. According to the organizers, it targets young, tech-minded individuals to harness the economic potentials presented by technology and encourage people who do not have a grasp of its advantages to latch on.
We have brought in people that normally we can't afford, people who normally we can't access. It's going to be painful if at the end of this summit, you don't go home with one thing, but the most important thing is sacrifice. We want to see in the land.
The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Obasa Tijani, in his address promises that the federal government will keep encouraging like minds from the private sector to support government in the translation of its dreams of a vibrant and sustainable digital economy.
We need the talented and creative ones amongst us to translate it to economic opportunities. Government over the years has been investing in this infrastructure. Nigeria today, on the African continent, has the highest grossing telecommunications on the African continent, the highest. Investment into telecommunication sector in Nigeria is the highest.
He emphasizes the urgency of addressing the youth unemployment crisis, noting that the nation is adding approximately 5 million people every year, adding that Nigeria's population is projected to be 500 million by 2050. In his remarks, the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, who was represented by the Senior Special Advisor on ICT, Mr. Bayo Akonde, reiterates his commitment to ensuring an enabling environment for technological innovations by fostering a supportive ecosystem for tech-driven initiatives.
Of course, in Oyo State, we recognize the immense potential that technology holds in transforming both our economy and our society. The hub I mentioned is not just a physical space. It's a platform for innovation, learning, and collaboration. It's a place where young Nigerians are being trained in AI, robotics, photonics, that will prepare them for leadership in digital economy.
The convener of the summit followed the calls for collaborative effort among stakeholders to harness technological advancement for national development.
You know what? Apart from organizations in Lagos and Abuja that run tech summits, let us have our own that is in Nigeria, in Ibadan, but attracts people from all over Nigeria. And so that was why we set up the RAIN Summit, because RAIN has a coverage. We have the RAIN network that is in about 50 universities in Nigeria. So we said, let's also organize that summit, driven by students, driven by young people, to pursue the goals that they believe in, which is tech development through AI and robotics.
Organizers are confident of a future where technology will continue to serve as a bridge to opportunities for Nigerian and African youths. Bukola Oriowo, Channels Television News.
To the health sector now, and expert neurologists say by 2030, Nigeria will experience 3 times the current neurological conditions, which will increase exponentially the risks of diseases such as stroke, epilepsy, insomnia, chronic headache, depression, and other mental health-related diseases. To this end, all hands must be on deck to support government in the quest to expand access of care, introduction of brain health as a critical line of care for all, especially those living with HIV and AIDS who are at greater risk. The Director General National Agency for the Control of AIDS, Dr. Temitope Lori, made this call in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, at the inauguration of the Brain Center, a facility poised for mental care and rehabilitation.
Brain health refers to the overall function of a person's brain across various spectrums, including cognitive abilities of thinking, learning and memory, motor skills, emotional regulation, sensory perception, and social interaction, allowing an individual to function optimally daily without significant disruptions from neurological disorders. In a report published in 2019, the World Health Organization says 1 in every 4 Nigerians are suffering from some sort of mental illness. This means some 50 million or more Nigerians have mental health issues, and this represents a significant mental health crisis that must be paid attention to by the government at all levels and all stakeholders. This burden is even more worrisome among people living with HIV and AIDS. At the inauguration of a facility set on neurological conditions management and rehabilitation in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, the Director General of NACA notes that it was time the private sector invests more in mental health to support government efforts in order to stem the scary tide of ever-increasing mental health issues.
So when we have specialized centers like this, the Brain Center, they can complement government in taking care of these people. And it's not limited to HIV AIDS alone. We have neurological disorders, acute ones, like epilepsy, like stroke. We have even the chronic neurological disorders, like dementia, Alzheimer's. Health is quite vast, and government cannot do it alone.
More research indicates that this scary indices is expected to triple by 2030 if deliberate, concrete actions are not taken.
What Brain Center is doing is to support everyone with neurological disorders to recover and to be reintegrated back into the society. We are here because the statistics says that by 2030, Nigeria will experience 3 times the neurological condition we are currently having, like epilepsy, stroke, headache, insomnia, depression, mental health diseases. But then we are positioned to support us, to restore us back to life and to good functions without us having to be disabled in any way.
The call for private sector investment in this sector became necessary as major stakeholders agree with government that it cannot be done alone.
Governments can still rescue this important healthcare system from going down finally by pumping money. We need them to seriously pump in money rather than taking the wealth of the country abroad to seek for medical care and treatment. We can look inward. Nigeria, the NSI in Nigeria can also support, especially the University Teaching Hospital in Ibadan. There is nowhere in the world that you can have a good healthcare system without proper and adequate funding.
Dignitaries at the event call for more centers like this to be replicated across the country by corporate entities and well-meaning individuals to boost mental health across the country.
Now, some more on the founder of the affair, Babalola University. We'll take a look this time at the latest success recorded by the institution which has formally commissioned its Fertility Center to address infertility challenges among couples.
ABAD was established to provide quality education and also provide quality healthcare. Visitors to the hospital are impressed with the quality equipment. Without which doctors will be left with nothing but to guess on how to treat patients. We are going to commission very, very important equipment, expensive equipment, which will wipe away tears from the faces of women and men who are childless. It's an achievement, a big one. And we are going to do so for less cost than what we will ever get anywhere. So what we are doing is another step forward, a big one for that matter. for those who are weeping, who are crying, who are going to Babalawos for treatment. This is a scientific way of looking at it.
We are making the official launch of the Afe Babalola University Multisystem Hospital Fertility Center. With the center, the stigma and emotional burden that's associated with the fertility, which make couples often feel so isolated and hopeless, will be eradicated. The one in Habua is unique and different. Different in the sense that it's put together with a whole number of high-tech, advanced technology-backed equipment. And it is also at an affordable cost.
That's it on Newsroom series today. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay.